Hello everyone, this is Niranjan here and I welcome you to the Title Tuesday event tonight, and we have already got some Indian superstars playing, and it will be a great night. Vidit is not going to play because he's playing in the Scaling Open, but we have other Grandmasters, International Masters from India, and I'll be focusing on the games. So today I will not be playing, I'll be observing the games with you, and we'll be together watching the games of other players, and I'll be checking different variations, and let's see if Ronak Sadhwani can finish in the top again. And you can see that Champ 2005 is already ready there. You can see his name. So just want to make sure that everything is okay with the stream. So just give me a thumbs up if everything is fine. Yeah. So in the list here, I also see Arjun Erigesi and Gukesh from India. So players list, I can see. So some of these superstars are playing in the Scaling Open, so we will not be seeing them. But that means it's a good opportunity for the others to come into the top. There is also Pragnananda who is playing in this event. I can see Pragnananda's name. And on the number 2, you can see Champ 2005, very much eager and ready to get his top position again. The games are likely to start in about. Okay, I just see that it's cancelled. Let me see what's happened. Yeah. So let me just see if it's cancelled, because I see a notification that is cancelled. Let me just check. So I just got a notification that it's cancelled, but let's see whether it's really cancelled or whether it's just some error. Okay. So new tournament has been opened. So I will just follow a new tournament. Hi Arsh, hi Rochelle. So there's a new tournament link that has been updated. So let me just check that. So it starts in 16 minutes from now. Okay, so this is a new tournament then. Yeah, Harshavardh Koti is also streaming tonight. You are right. Okay. So I saw that a lot of players won Title Tuesday, won the Diamond memberships tonight. I think the stream with Rakesh, there were a lot of giveaways. Okay, so we have about 15 minutes. Maybe I could take a challenge. I could play against the viewers if you are willing to play a game. I am here. We have about 15 minutes before the next game. Okay. So there is a delay of about 15 minutes, and we will have to wait. But I thought maybe this is a good chance for me to play some games. So let me see. Yeah, so we have the new tournament link. I'm just going to paste the tournament link in the chat. Okay. So there we have the tournament link also. You can also follow the games directly with that tournament link. Meanwhile, I can see Vidit's game and maybe talk a bit about this. So this is a game in which Vidit has played against, I think he played this just yesterday. We were about to cover that. So he played this line against MVL. So this was very similar, and it's important to note that Vidit has also played many games against Nepomniachtchi in this very same variation. So it's going to be interesting. So they are playing 16 time control. Still a long way to go. So they're probably just starting. Hi Rochelle. With its game, yeah, this is going on, and we also have Levon Aronian, Lee Kwam Lam versus Magnus Carlsen. I think today is the day where we'll also see Vidit versus Magnus Carlsen very soon. Then there is Nakamura Rajtabov. This is going to be quite solid for both colors. Then who else do we have? We have MVL versus Duda. Yeah, I think these games have just started. So just today I made a video in which Vidit drew against Hikaru Nakamura. So that's one video you can check. Yeah, I can. So because we still have a lot of time before the first round begins, so you can challenge me and I'll be very happy to play. Oh, you have challenged, but I have not received it. So maybe I will challenge you because I am not able to. Is this Diamond OP? Alright. Okay, Diamond OP. So Diamond OP is probably Rochelle Shah. Okay. Hi Rochelle. So let me play a very interesting line. If you play knight c6, then queen f6. I will play. Okay, he's trying to mate me on f2. Okay. If he takes this, I will take the bishop. Now I'm going to play bishop g5. Diamond OP is under pressure. With his moves, I can sense that he's taken this game very seriously. So I'm going to play bishop b5. Okay, there's a pawn hanging, but do I take it? I can take it, but I'll not. I'll simply give away this pawn. If he wants, he can take it. Okay, so he has captured the pawn, which is of no interest to me because I prioritize development over material. Okay, queen takes c2 is possible. Okay, so he's also not taking anything anymore. So it's a good moment to save the pawn on c2, and maybe something like rook fp1 could come. Not now, but maybe in the future. So he'll probably play queen f6, and if I play bg5, maybe the queen is trapped. Yeah, I don't know where the queen will go. Queen cannot come to f5, e5, d4, c3. So this is going to be 1-0 very soon. So the queen is trapped. Yeah, so he wants to play a rematch. Okay. Diamond OP. Alright, so e4 I'll play Scandinavian defense. And I'll go knight f6. This is called the island version of Scandinavian, but okay, knight d5, queen d5. So he seems to be in a mood for a lot of exchanges. I'm saying okay, if you want to exchange, that's fine. I'm going to play bishop d7 and castle on the queen side. e5. Okay, maybe bishop f3, knight d4. That's one of the ideas. The good thing about black's position is black has completed development. All the pieces are almost out. The rooks are connected. So black has already equalized. Now f4 is coming. Knight g5. That's a nice move. And now I'll go rook f8. And go king d7, and then ask this question to so he wants to play f4 himself, and I'm saying okay, he can do that if he wants to. So if he goes knight f3, I might take. So if ef4, he's coming back with the knight. That's his trick. I'm going to play rook e8 because this rook on h8 is not really doing much. One thing I must admit, that my opponent is playing very fast. Okay. Okay, I can give a check and then bring my knight to g4. Yeah, this seems fine. I'm also considering g5 next. So I have 3 pawns on the king side, so I have a majority there. So it makes sense to play on that side. Okay, how about this? Is it dangerous? Am I pinning and winning? I'm not sure. Rook f1 is coming, so I'm not sure. Now maybe I'm actually winning a pawn. After hard work, I think I at least deserve to win a pawn. This bishop cannot be taken. Oh, that's a counter trap. Okay, now I'm going to take knight e5. Or maybe I'll just take bishop e5. I let that knight stay there because it's looking good. And now, is this a back rank mate? Yeah, it's a back rank mate. That was nice. So I'll just tell you that maybe your play was slightly passive, but otherwise you played a very decent game. I cannot say that you blundered anything in the opening or in the middle game, but here you got your knight into a bad position. I think that's the reason why I got a good position. Okay. Thank you, Rachel, for the game, and maybe I also give a chance to others because we already played 2 games. So if there is anybody else, maybe I can take their challenges. Okay, how many minutes more? It's 4 minutes 30 seconds. So in about 4.5 minutes we will see action. So, Chad, what do you think? Anirudh Shiva 6. I cannot accept the challenge now. I'm sorry. I think the game is about to start in about 4 minutes. You have to challenge me for a bullet game if you want to play me now. Bullet games now. If you're able to play, if you have 1 plus 0, I can accept. So it will be just one game before we start. So you ready for a bullet game? Then let me check. Yeah, bullet game. Anirudh Shiva. Bullet game. Okay, let's play a bullet. So I'm playing against Anirudh Shiva 6. Okay, good. I'm going to try the Scandinavian against you as well. Okay. Pretty fast. This is interesting. Okay, so I got a piece, I think. But he's got a5. Wow. That's fun. Okay, this is a blunder. Okay, this I will be able to win. Okay, rooks on the 7th rank, considered to be heaven for the rooks. Thank you, Anirudh. That was nice. A nice warm up. Actually, today I will not be playing the Title Tuesday. I will be watching. Okay, let's play another quick game. Anirudh Shiva 6. Okay, let's go for King's Indian attack. Okay, he's not letting me build the ideal King's Indian attack setup. So I'll develop my bishop to d3. Get my knight to c4, get the bishop to g5 and pose some problems. g5, I'm definitely taking knight g5. Okay, c3, get the queen to e2. Okay, I'm definitely taking this. Bishop h6. Knight f5. I'll take with ef5. So bishop e6. I will not take the rook. Now I have to take. I must take. There is no choice. Yeah, he's playing quite fast. Oh, very smart. So there I won a piece back because it's a fork. Okay, great. The good thing about these games is that I was unbeaten. But thank you, chat, for those games. Now it's time to focus on the games. I can see that the games are starting in about 15 seconds from now. I feel that Ronak Sadhwani will be the star performer of the night for India. And I have a favorite player, Sam Shankland, also playing this event. Great. So I'll first follow Champ 2005. Then, yeah, games have begun. He's playing against Candidate Master Wild Tricks. We see f4. It's called the Polar Bear or the Larson way of playing the opening. So who else is playing? Let me follow them as well. So today's focus will be Definitely Indian players. I'm following Gukesh. Okay. So this is some other game. Coming back to Ronak Sadhwani, I think with black he's already dominating. I like his position already. So let me also follow Arjun Erigesi. Arjun Erigesi 2003. Okay. So Arjun Erigesi is there. Who else? So what is the chat thinking? Who do you think will score well for India today? Chess Knight, Suresh Pujari, Shubhratri. Hi Sojan, love from Belgaum, India. From my side. I hope you are doing fine. How's the weather in Netherlands? Chess Knight channel, you will get a lot of opportunities to play me again. Don't worry. Now let's focus on the title Tuesday. Prague is playing. Very good. Prananda, I must follow him, Brushil. You are right. So, I'm just trying to figure out what's his username. Okay. What is Pragnananda's username? Okay. Winnie the Pooh has won his game already. Great. He is also a strong international master from India. Winnie the Pooh. Okay. In this game, I think knight has come to e3 and it's a very dangerous position, and white will not survive. I think for the most time, black is going to dominate. What about this game? Banana Vote is playing. Arjun Erigesi is black against a candidate master, and I see that the pawn on d5 is hanging. If bishop e2, rook e2, d4, there is bishop c6, which we would not like. And if bishop e6, knight f4. So I would say that this position is not so easy for Arjun. It's a very tricky situation. He has to play something like bishop c5 because the pawn on d5 is hanging. This pawn may turn out to be weak as and when the game progresses. He does play bishop c5. Very good. R Prague Chess. Hi Karthik, I am from Belgaum. Follow R Prague Chess. Yeah, thank you. The magic has worked. So Prananda is playing International Master Bosoviatek. Okay. It's a King's Indian, and to be honest, I like white's position because white has got all the pieces to their good squares. I think I'm curious to know how Pranananda will create problems for his opponent. Maybe this could be the reason why black has some play, but to my eyes it's not so clear if there is anything to push for as black. Who else is playing? Who else? I see Pranananda in this position. Okay. Yeah. So these are the top names that I can see. What about the chat? Do you think that Karthik Nimgu Namaskara Ilinda? Next. So what do you think? Who will be the star performer for India today? I think it will be Ronak Sadhwani, and we may even get to see him again on the show. Last 3 times he has come to our show, and in 2 of the events he even got second and third. Yeah, now he's trying something. This spin. Now maybe knight h5, but bishop f2 is coming. So we cannot really say that knight h5 is going to help in any way. So this knight has to come back to d7, probably. In Arjun's game, we see that there are some exchanges already, and he's still playing for some tricks. Knight c2 could come because after rook c2 he wants to play rook e2. But white can simply parry that threat with king. Oh, bishop is hanging. Bishop is hanging, so you have to be careful. Nice trick, knight b4. Something like bishop e3, there is knight c2. So, not so clear what would happen. By the way, in the last Title Tuesday, I must mention that Chetan Nagpal is saying Nihal, but I don't think Nihal is playing here. Please let me know if Nihal is playing, because I did not see his name. Nimgo hage anista idea. Maybe Raunak could do it today. That's what I feel. He seems to be in a very good zone. Bishop d3. Now knight d3, cd3 and rook d8 at least wins a pawn. Or even let's say bishop d3, cd3 and rook d8 wins a pawn. But he goes for this. Okay. So now he will take bishop d3. But I think he should have taken bishop d3 and played the knight versus bishop endgame, because now the drawing tendency is very high. King c3 will come, and then this is a drawn position. I think it's drawn. So Raunak's game, let's see what's happening in Raunak's game. Raunak's game, you see that he has active pieces. He's going to get this pawn on g5. He still has a good edge. How about Gukesh? Gukesh seems to be in danger, you see. Rook f6 and then it's oh, this is lost. Oh, that's something. So his opponent played. Oh, by the way, I have myself played against Gukesh in this line, and I have played h4 as white. I lost that game, but it's interesting. How did white create an attack? How did this king land up on f7? Okay. Knight g5 is coming, but this queen can just come to d3 someday. So that means Gukesh never really got time to rearrange his forces, because this king was always having difficulty in finding a safe home. Very nice. So this is a theme called removing the guard or eliminating the defender. You can see that the h7 square is a mating square, but the knight was defending it. So you chop that and then you checkmate. Arjun is still fighting it here, but the position is draw. Pragnananda is about to win. Wow. This is about to win, because so many pawns up. This pawn will directly go to h1. So that means Gukesh lost, Raunak Sadhwani won, and Aditya Mittal has won. Then who else? Who else do we have? Yeah, very few games left. Arjun and swimmer chess. We must not forget swimmer chess. Definitely not. One of my favorite players of the Title Tuesday event. So swimmer chess has won his game. That's a good start. And he has won his game using the Alapin. I have not seen him play Alapin, but yeah, that's a good start. This is not so easy to win. I was expecting black to outplay, but swimmer chess has shown his magic, and can you believe it that he won this game where there are 5 pawns each plus white has a double pawn. So this is a miracle in itself to win such a game. So now I know the story. He got his pawn, he got an outside pass pawn there, and probably that did the trick for him. Let's see. Yeah, so that's what he did. He tried to create, he transposed the endgame into a one king and pawn endgame and then won the game. Great. So good news. Pragnananda has won. Arjun Agassi has drawn, that was expected. Gukesh has lost, but Raunak Sadhwani has won. So that's good news. Meanwhile, we see Vidit in a very tricky position. I cannot really say if it's better for black or white. I think it's a balanced one. White has his own way of creating chances, and black also has his own way of creating chances. Let's switch our focus to the Title Tuesday event. I see some games still going on, and this game has ended in a draw. Eric Ronka, one of my friends from the World Youth Times, has drawn Golden Puppy. The username is interesting. Golden Puppy has drawn Legend in unknown. So he's also a strong Indian international master. GB Harshvardhan is drawn his game. So I see a lot of draws today. Suresh Pujari. Yeah, but this is an English stream, so I will try to keep it in English as much as possible. I am also very happy that you, being a Kannada guy, is able to join the stream. Thank you for being here. Let's see. So for Suresh, I have a message that I've started streaming in Kannada in my channel, so you can check out my channel for streams in Kannada. Let's go. The second round has started, and I see that Sham 2005, that is Ronak Sadhwani, has opened with English. So this is how the game usually happens, in English. White plays on the queen side and black plays on the king side in most English openings. But there are some openings in which the play shifts entirely to the center or king side. For example, in some lines of bot winning system, you can see that happening. Here, I think White will have an easy play going to a7 and maybe getting d4 square if black plays f4. But queen e8, no, black also has his own chances. He can play queen e8, queen h5, but he goes for queen d7. Maybe he wants to go f4 and bishop h3. This is going to be really interesting because black is in the mode to attack and white is in the mode to play positionally and try to squeeze positionally. This is going to be interesting. h5. Okay, h4 is coming. They say that you should not play on the side where your opponent is strong, and you can see that black is very strong on the king side. So I would definitely not make moves like h3 or h4 on the king side. No pawn moves. Now g4 was threatened, so he immediately put rook to d1. He wants to play d4 maybe. I like how black has arranged his pieces. Is ready for action. But yeah, this pawn break has come maybe at the right time for Ronak. Wow. Wow, this is nice. Knight e5 is met by d5. So this is his idea. If his queen moves to g7, then what? What if he just simply plays queen g7, acting as if nothing has happened? I think that could be the best move instead of reacting with d5 or knight e5. Will he do that? Oh, thank you, Suresh. c5. Okay. dc5 is met by dc5. Yeah, that's what he does. So it's going to be interesting. It's like the game of King's Indian, where black plays for the king, white plays for the positional initiative. b6 might come. Bishop f6 might come. I mean, it's not necessary that white should stick to only playing b6. Oh, he goes knight a4. So he is now directly attacking c7 pawn and is also intending to go with his knight to c5. Oh, there I see bishop f6, queen e4 is hanging, but he runs into a disco, so he simply just takes the pawn on c7 and keeps an eye on the g3 pawn, because at g3 there is hg3, fg3 there is queen g3. That was quick. You see the time difference that Raunak has 1 minute 20 seconds more almost. So let's take a quick look at the other games. Pragnananda is playing an international master, and he seems to be in a very good position because you see the pieces are still sleeping, so white is having a good position. And here in this game we see Shiva Mahadevan opening the G line, going for the attack directly. Maybe f4 and then bishop s3 could come. d4 is also a possibility. I think black's position is preferable here. He can go rook g6, bring the queen to g8, maybe bring the rook to g8 and maybe create an Alekhines gun on the G line. So I favor his chances here. Winnie the Pooh, International Master Aditya Mittal is black and he also seems to be in a good position as of now because of the ability to create threats for this knight can take on c3. Yeah, that's what he does. So this also is in favor of black, that is Aditya Mittal. Let's see Pragnananda, we're done. What about Arjun Erigesi? Arjun Erigesi is playing white against a FIDE master from Greece. Okay, so what is the material balance? White has a queen for 2 rooks. But if you see the pawns, then white has 6 pawns and black has 4 pawns. I think he will win this because position is very loose. Queen e8 and then queen e8, bishop h6 is already. Rook c2 is coming. Hold on, is coming. You have to be careful. You have to be careful with this. So he has to defend the pawn on c2 and also manage a check on e8. So something like queen e8 check first, I think has to be given. And then maybe play c3. Yeah, that's what I would play. Okay, seems like I lost my connection for a moment. Let's see. Yeah, seems like that. Okay, I am back and Vidit has drawn his game. Interesting. And Shiva Madhavan is about to clinch this. Oh, so he gave up his queen and we have this position now, which is not easy to win at all. It's not easy. Aditya Mittal has won, very good. Pragnananda is having a good position, but I think he should have had a much better version of the game because now it seems like black has stabilized with that position where rook, queen and knight, bishop were on the last rank. I think this is a great improvement for black. This knight will come to e3, queen f5 is a possibility. Yeah, game is end in a draw. Coming back to Ronak Sadhwani, this is a position and rook into e4 is forced. So he will definitely take rook into e4 and after rook into e4 maybe b6 could come. Yeah, we see a lot of moves coming in quick succession. Bishop f2 and then b8 queen. So he cannot really play b8 because then we will have a rook versus so he goes for it. So it's going to be rook knight versus rook because this pawn will be lost very soon. But I'm afraid with all these checks and with all this, rook d1 is coming. So he wants to save the knight with rook e8. And now knight g2 will come very soon and he will pick the pawn on h2. Oh, he cannot really take rook g4 because of rook d1. So this game is likely to end in a draw. That's an upset that way. If you see rook d1 is coming anytime. Wow. This is risky chess. Because now even black can say that he has chances to win. Yeah, so this game ends in a draw. Alright, and Pragnananda also draws. So the only winner from the list that we are seeing is that Shiva Mahadevan has won, Winnie the Pooh has won. Let's look at the games that are still going on. I think Harsha Bharat Koti is also playing, but I'm not able to find his username. Maybe the chat could tell me what's the username of Harsha Bharat Koti. because today he is also streaming, so it should be good to look at what he's doing and how he's playing. Okay, so let's look at any game that's still happening. So there is this game that's still going on, and this is going to be a draw. King h2, and the way to draw this is just keep your rook on the last rank. The passive defense here is enough to hold a draw, because this is a knight spawn, and in knight spawn just passive defense is enough. You must know your rook endgames if you want to play a tournament. So it also makes sense to revise rook endgames before you play a tournament, because rook endgames are very common in chess. You're likely to get that. So this is another game which has just ended and black has won. How about this? This has ended in a double bishop mate, okay. And this is going to end in a draw. In this position, you cannot really hang on to passive defense. You have to be active and put your rook behind the pawn. King g, rook g to check. Rook g to check necessary. Play rook g to check. That's the way to draw this game. He doesn't. I think even this is fine. Even this move works. Now it's I think gone. Rook d. Now he'll just play rook d2, and now it's lost. Rook d1 is a mate. Wow. So Grandmaster from Germany has tricked his opponent. Okay, that was fun. So there is this book called Tragic Comedies in Endgame by Dvoretsky. I think you must definitely check that out if you are interested in studying such endgames where there is tragedy, there is comedy. So I had great time studying a few parts of that book. So Pragnananda is playing a Grandmaster from Azerbaijan, I think. And then we have Swimmer Chess again, playing advanced variation of the Caro-Kann. Then we have Ronak Sadhwani employing the King's Indian this time. And this D into C5 is the recent trend, and it's all recommended in a book by, I think, Boris Avrukh. So he recommends to play dc5, and now sometimes knight h3, knight f4, knight fd5 could come. So opponent is a FIDE master from Indonesia. Will he do this? Yeah, he's going for knight h3. Wow. So he knows his stuff well. You cannot really take this guy lightly, because this knight can come to f4 and d5. It's going to be great fun for white, at least. I cannot really say if Ronak has prepared this, because he seems to be thinking. And we have Arjun Ergasi playing against Kevin Chess, and it's a very rare sight. You see, after playing g6 we rarely go e6, but it has happened here. So this is how we have this game. So he plays g6. So he wants to go King's Indian also, he wants to go Nimzo Indian also. That was his intention. But now I don't know whether it's safe to take the pawn on d5, because the king will find it difficult to castle in time. Bishop b5 check could come. I'm not so sure. Okay, this game, Aditya Mittal is playing against Svirido Valery, and yeah, it's a decent position. Maybe black could hope for f5, or also bishop h6, bishop g5. Both are possible. White will, yeah, he goes for f5 directly, but what about bishop e2? Oh, then he has fe4 followed by rook f4. Nice try. Okay, so he offers the exchange of this bishop, because black has dark squared pawns, and it makes sense to exchange this bishop. Meanwhile, white will be left with a bad light squared bishop. When you think of exchanges, you must remember that exchanges are all about what remains on the board after that exchange takes place. It's not about which piece you exchange most of the times. You must see what remains on the chessboard after that particular exchange or transaction has happened. A good tip to remember, which I studied in one of the books. Suresh Pujari, hi Vansh, hi Samanyu Chakravarti. I am here. Uh, Classical bishop sacrifice. I will note that down. It's what's gaming. Hi, I'll note that down. Maybe I'll make a video on sacrifices, maybe bishop sacrifice in the near future. Keep an eye on the channel. Let's come back to our games. Yeah, I think in this position he's doing fine. Let's go to Gukesh's game. Gukesh has lost his first round game, but he's still in the race. And this position is better for white because of the king's position. So when you are evaluating position, the first thing you must consider is whose king is safe. In this case, it is the black king because it is the white king, because white is not having any of the black pieces approaching the king. But in case of white, you can see the rook can come to h3, the knight can come to e3 and f5, bishop could come to d3. So white has huge chances to create strong attack. Let's do another quick roundup. So Pragananda seems to be in danger here because again the king is not safe. Not everybody is Abhish Matthew, to play with a king like this. You need special talent. Okay, so this seems dangerous. I can only see maybe rook c7, queen c7, queen f4 and bishop e4 coming, or first bishop e4 directly. Looks very dangerous to me. Or even an exchange sacrifice like rook takes e5 could work very strongly in white's favor. And we have Shiva Mahadevan in this position, who is having a nice pawn on b5, inching towards pawn promotion. I can count on him now. This is going to be another win for him. Meanwhile, Ronak Salwani is still, still trying to maintain the balance in the position. The game is almost in the endgame territory because the queens are off the board. Knight b2, rook b4 is coming. So you should not take the pawn and trap your knight. Please keep that in mind. So he comes back with his knight, but that gives a lot of tempo to white. He can just play f4 and attack this knight again. But white has a better move. He can play rook fa1, and if he takes b5, he could take on a7, further attacking e7 pawn. But yeah, he goes for rook c1. He's giving the pawn on b5 because he wants to come with his rook to the 7th rank. Now Ronak has to be careful because rook b7 is anyway met with b6. Like if white really wants, he can play f4. So he's keeping all his options open, and I think this is definitely going to be better for white, at least for some time. Unless Ronak comes up with his usual miracle. And Arjun Erigisi has this position. It's balanced. The bishop is looking fine on e5. Rook can come to d8 next. Black has double bishop advantage, and I think that is enough for him to keep pushing in this game. And there you go. Winnie the Pooh has less than 5 seconds. Though everything is happening on f3, you can see that pawn on a7 still hoping to create some chances. So that pawn will soon be lost, I think, because rook f7 can come, and yeah, the pawn is lost. So this is going to end in Aditya opponent's favor. I think Aditya is not going to win this because of this position. So who else do we have? Pragnananda has lost his game. Okay. So what exactly happened? His opponent took rook takes e5 and played queen b6. Okay, so that was a puzzle rush tactic, and that is the reason why it was winning so heavily, which I missed. Okay. And now Swimmer Chess has some trouble converting this because it is an opposite color bishop, and where the chances of a draw are very high. So I am not so sure anymore if he is winning outright. Now after winning that pawn, I can say yes, this is winning, because when you are playing opposite color bishops, and even a queen exchange there would have won the game for Shiva Mahadevan, but for some reason he continues to play. But you should create pass pawns on two sides, and they should be separated by at least 2 files. So this was unnecessary, I think, to complicate matters. Yeah, so he's going to win this game. Let's stay on this game. And let's see. King g2, yes. Queen f3. Is there a stalemate chance? No, bishop g6. So there is no stalemate. That means Swimmer Chess has succeeded in promoting his pawns to queen. Again, I saw that he was able to do that in the first round also. So that means Ronak Sadhwani has won. Great result. Arjun has won. Arjun Arigasi drew. And Pragnananda lost. So that's the summary of this round. That means we will have the next round very soon. There is also Suyog Wag playing. Suyog Wag is a FIDE master from Maharashtra. This game is going to end in a draw. Okay. Who else do we have? Yeah, so they have ended their game in a draw. Tactic tick against Ramno. Okay. This is going to end in a win for white because e5 and the king is forced to give up the key square. Initiating ASC. Nice username. Is one. Viking brain. Okay. Time to look at the chat. Hi something something. Please recommend me books for endgame, opening and middle game. I am rated 2000 online blitz. Okay. Now there are different kinds of books. It depends on what kind of book you want to read. Suppose you want to read as if you want to read a book in which there is an explanation for every move, then I would suggest that you study Understanding Chess Move by Move by John Nunn. If you want a book in which there are only tactical positions, then I would definitely suggest Advanced Chess Tactics by Yuri Everbeck. And for endgames, I would definitely recommend Fundamental Chess Endings by Carsten Muller. And for openings, I would suggest that whatever openings you are playing right now, study the occurring middle game and end games in that particular opening. Because if you are just starting out and you are not so sure, then I think you should not rely heavily on theoretical books as of now. Take opening theory with a pinch of salt and try to see the resulting middle game and end game positions. You should know where your pieces belong, what kind of pawn breaks are there in the positions that you play. So work on that aspect in terms of openings. And Vidit versus Magnus, really? Let me just see if that's happening. Where is Vidit versus Magnus? I don't see the game live yet. So I only see Vidit versus Nepomniachtchi. Chat, if there is a game like that, please let me know. Hi Mayank. Hi Kartikeya Gupta. I am waiting for their games to begin. Right now we have Shivam Mahadevan playing against Dominguez. So bishop is on d5, pawn is coming to f4. This seems like some kind of a preparation. Yeah, seems to me, this bishop is hanging, the knight is hanging, but nobody is touching anything. Interesting position. Let's look at other games before we stick to one game. Aditya Mittal is facing a candidate master and they have just started out in the opening. Gukesh is playing against the IQP and his opponent is a grandmaster from Georgia. I have played against her and I played against her in Chennai, I think. Her name is Nino. Knight c6, no, I will not take. Bishop b8, queen d6 is one of the ideas that black can employ. Yeah, he goes for h3. Interesting. How about Ronak Sadhwani? Okay, so he sticks with his usual English and then he has this position. And bishop h3. He goes for the challenge with gf4, and now queen g4 is threatened. So he has to defend against this threat. It's very important that he does that. Yeah, he goes for rook b7. Wow. But is that the best move? I don't know. But it is interesting. It looks interesting. Queen g4, he wants to go knight e3, where he's attacking the queen and also defending the g2. Bishop. Interesting. I'm not sure what's happening. The evaluation, I don't know. But it's exciting to watch. Queen g4, knight e3, queen g6, f5. Then Seok Wag is playing a national master, and he seems to be in a good position. You can see that the bishop is doing fine. I think so, but maybe there are some tactics which I'm not saying. Maybe b6 undermining this connection. Pragnananda is playing international master from Ukraine, and this is coming from an Albin counter gambit. So this is called the Albin counter gambit, and we have this position, knight to e7. He cannot, maybe he can play g3, but he has to deal with bishop f3. So he's first playing a3 to ask this question and force a decision. Now the bishop could come to g3. I think that's what he'll do. Because bishop g5 means queen d7 and the pawn on e5 requires support again. So he will simply... Oh, he goes for ab4. Oh, that's unexpected. Knight d3 check? What is this? Is knight d3 coming? Or is bishop f5 coming? Because there's knight c2 threat already. Maybe d3 also. d3, gf4, knight c2 will be a tragic mate. Wow. It's sad. If it's going to happen, if it's going to end it this way, then it's going to be very difficult for Pragnananda. Knight c2 is threatened. d2 is threatened. Wow. ed3 is met by knight bd3. Bishop d3, then knight d3 check, and that forces the white king to move, which is not really a sight that white would like. Oh, now I think it's gone. It's going to end very soon. Okay. So it's a very, very nice way to play this position. He can now play maybe bishop f3, rook d3, knight d3. Yeah, that's what he does. Because queen f3 is not possible because of queen takes d2, and knight f3 is not possible because of queen takes d1, queen takes d2 here, and this is lost. Okay, so that means, oh, we have a good news that Ronak Sadhwani has already won his game thanks to this rook to b7. Yeah, so I had guessed this move, and we have a nice position. That means Ronak is winning. Wow, look at the journey of this rook. The rook from b1 has gone to b7, and now is on g7, and then now is on g2. Wow, this is what the rooks love, the long journeys. Yeah, very nice, Ronak, very nice. I like this game. Swimmer Chess has lost to Dominguez. Okay, that's a setback. Pragnananda is about to lose. Gukesh, what about Gukesh? Gukesh has a decent position. Aditya Mittal is about to win. So maybe let's keep looking at this game. Rook f2 is coming. Rook g2 is there. This is going to be fun. Yeah, I think Vidit's game has begun. Yeah, it's about to begin. So I'll just keep a close eye on that as well. Rook g1 and mate. Rook g1 and mate. Falls for the classic back rank. Winnie the Pooh going strong. Aditya Mittal. Great. So somebody in the chat asked for Magnus Carlsen's game, and yes, we have it. I'm just waiting for the games to begin. Meanwhile, let me check what's happening. Okay, so all the games are over and we will have a break here. That means there will not be any games played. So Seoguang is still playing one game. Yeah, this game is still going on. Suyog, knight d3 is a check. He's threatening b6. The national master has dropped a piece and will now lose the game because f3 pawn will be lost, and then this is winning. The Lasker trap from the counter gambit is epic. Which Lasker trap are you talking about? SS. Hi Taha. Who would you say is the Indian player that the world will be seeing near top 10 on international level in the coming years? I think there are many names. My first name would be Nihal Sarin, then will be closely followed by Pragnananda, then we have Ronak Sadhwani, and so these are the three names that come to my mind instantly. So I think in the women players also we have Divya Deshmukh doing very well. So these are the names I would be expecting to see them in the top for the to put it in short, I think you can just see the Olympiad team. The juniors in the Olympiad team were very strong. So I would say that they will be dominating in the coming years. Hi Advait, Ajit Kumar. As an amateur player, how do you think I can improve on chess? I have simple tips for you. Do tactics consistently, regularly. You can do puzzle rush on survival mode because there is no fuss about time there in survival mode. The second tip I would give is that you pay close attention to the kind of mistakes you are making in your own games so that you learn from those mistakes and you don't repeat them, because there is no fun in making the same mistakes again and again. And the last tip that I would give is to start from the end games and study the basic end games. One good book I would suggest here is Fundamentals by Capablanca. To go through that book is a matter of sheer joy. I think you will love it. So these are the three tips I have for you. I hope that they will benefit you. From the Albion counter gambit, where you under promote to a knight. Yes. So let me show that to the viewers. So what he actually means is e3 here, and after bishop b4 check, bishop d2, and after d takes e3, bishop into b4, e into f2 check. The king cannot take f2 because the queen hangs. So let's say he goes king e2, and now f into g1 knight check. And if the king goes to e1, there's no fun, there's queen h4. So after rook g1, bishop g4 check. So this is the trap that Double S is talking about. So I did not know that it was called the Lasker's trap. Thanks for letting me know. You're welcome Advait, and thank you SS for mentioning that trap. So do like the video guys, and also subscribe to our channel. If you are coming here for the first time, I hope you will keep coming and you will watch the streams that we do here on chess.com India. So there'll be a break in Title Tuesday event, I think, and the games will resume very soon. So I'll be there until then to engage with you and ask and answer your questions. Okay, so Carlsen versus Vidit is not starting yet, and what happened in the previous game? Let's see what happened in the previous game. So Vidit settled for a perpetual check. Okay, so this is how they ended their game. makes sense to take a draw here, because white has 3 pawns, black has 3 pawns, and if white takes a pawn on e6, there will be a check anyway. So this will eventually end in a draw. So that's a perpetual that cannot avoid. And we have with this game already, and I have played this game with both colors. I mean, I have played this opening with both colors. So that is exciting. I think Udit will either go for castles here or play a6. This is what I think. But maybe d6 is also possible. Yeah, he goes for d6. Okay. And now maybe knight b d2 or bishop g5. One of these moves will be played, I think. Knight b d2 or even castles. He goes for a5. Okay. So this is the move that grabs some space, and black can go a6 here. I think there is no harm in going a6 now. Okay. So he goes for a6, there is c3, b4 will follow soon, and I think it makes sense to play h6 to prevent any kind of bishop g5. With it might play h6, that's my hunch. Yes, Kartikeya Gupta, it would be amazing, and I would get to do the game of the day also. We'll definitely do a game of the day if Vidit wins this. So bishop a7, now bishop g5 is coming. So bishop g5, maybe he'll go h6, then on bishop h4 he could be intending to go g5. Looks very risky to me at first instance. Bishop g5. Will Magnus go for bishop g5? I'm curious. I actually want the Title Tuesday to be delayed so that we can watch this game. Let's see what happens. Bishop g5. Interesting to note that they are thinking. So I'm just going to refresh and see if I am actually live. Yeah. So I am live. So he has castled after some thought. That means he's not going to play bishop g5. Or will he play bishop g5? The reason why I am so fixated on bishop g5 is because I want to know whether black will go for h6 g5. So round 4 is not, round 4 rounds are over in Title Tuesday, still 7 games remaining. Bishop g5. Why is he not playing bishop g5? I don't know. We have to ask Magnus. Okay, so bishop e3. I doubt. I don't think he will take bishop e3. Maybe he'll play bishop e6 himself. New move, new piece. Develop the piece. That's what I think Vijit would do. The reason why I don't like bishop e3 is because fe3 becomes a move then. Okay, so games have started. Ronak Sadhwani is playing a grandmaster from Israel. Then we have swimmer chess also in the fight. Yeah. So who is in the lead among the Indians? Let's check that. Among the Indians, I don't see a name yet. So that means most of the players have dropped half a point or more. So there is nobody on 4 out of 4 when it comes to India. Okay. Devraj, you ask a very good question. Nihal sometimes plays, and SL Narayan has also played in Title Tuesdays. In fact, I have tweeted about his wins when we were not streaming on Chess.com India. I was keeping an eye on the games and we were tweeting about the game. So I remember that SL used to play, and I'm not sure about Anand sir and Harikrishna Anna. I'm not sure why they don't play, but I have seen Arvind sometimes play. Okay, so we have this position in Gukesh's game, but I want to focus on Ronak Sadwani now because he seems to have the most chances. He's on 3.5 out of 4. Do you see this pawn on a3? Already this is going to create a lot of trouble for the white king. So it's like anytime you want to go with your queen to b2, he will not leave a chance and he will definitely go. So if Genie asked me where I would like to place my queen, I would definitely say to b2. Okay, so with this game what happened here is bishop e6, f e6, knight d2, d5, queen b3. Okay, it's going on normally. So what did he play in this position after bishop e3? He took on e3. Okay, that's surprising. I'm not so sure if I would have done that in the game. Queen b3, and now queen d7 seems interesting because if queen b7, then rook fb8, the queen is trapped. That's a 1 rupee trap. Okay, let's come back to Ronak's game, and you see there is a strong attack now. Gf6 is threatened. Knight is coming to f4 whenever necessary. So it's about who mates who first. How about queen c7? Queen c7 seems dangerous. Oh, I'm not so sure about this move because Ronak has played on the side where his opponent is strong, which is usually best if it's avoided. Okay, so he retains his bishop back. Now maybe f5, then h5. This is his idea. That's his big idea. Okay, 97. Okay, who else is here? Winnie the Pooh is playing against Sanan Sujirov. We must definitely check that. This is a Nimzo Indian, and F3 variation of the Nimzo Indian is the aggressive system. They play this system when they want to win desperately. So it's a very aggressive opening. I have myself tried it with the white pieces, and with it, tried this against none other than Vladimir Kramnik, and he won his game. I did cover that in the top 5 moves of Vidit. Definitely check out that video where I covered the top 5 moves of Vidit Gujarati. Okay, bishop c3, I think pawn c3 is going to come. But now I don't see an attack going. You know, the queens are also getting exchanged. Black is strategically better and is on top. Swimmer chess, wow, swimmer chess, fireworks already. Knight g4 is coming, and then queen h2, queen h1. I know that the bishop can come to g1, but this position looks so better for black. This black is going to win this. Arjun Ergesi, he has a very simple position. Seems like it's coming from a queen's gambit accepted. I was right. It's coming from a queen's gambit accepted because the pawn structures, they're symmetrical in nature, so it was evident to me. Okay, let's stick to this game because I think he's down to less than 20 seconds and anything can happen here. And if Ronak wins this, then he's still in the race. If he loses this game, we cannot really expect him to come in the top 3 or top 2, I think, because it will ruin most of the chances. So let's see. h5, queen f6. Now queen has come to rescue the king. Hg6 is met by queen f3. Queen g2, bishop f5. Yeah, this is fine. Hg6. How about hg6? There is fg6 coming. Okay. Bishop f5. No, that would mean c2, giving a clear target to c2. Now maybe fg6 and black is doing fine. Oh, maybe that was a mistake. He should have taken on d3 bishop. King h8 has to be played. Oh, he goes queen e6. Okay, queen takes e6, bishop takes e6, and we get an end game. Ray 572. Okay. Hi Niklasher, you're trying to cross 1000 rating but you're stuck at 900. Any books or videos for beginners? Um, yeah, there is one video I would suggest. Watch Rugs 5 Tips. I'll try to get that video if possible. I think that video has a lot of tips. Principled chess, I think. I'm just trying to find that video for you. Hold on. Yeah, so this is that video. So Niklasher, I think you will get a lot out of this video. It's actually meant for beginners, and if you're asking me about a book or video, then the other video that I did, which is very instructive, was Carlsen versus Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna's win over Magnus Carlsen, and then also if you are a premium member, then if you go to chess.com/lesson, then there are a lot of videos you can watch there. And then if you're asking me about a book for a beginner, then I would suggest that you read this book of Capablanca, which is called Fundamentals by Capablanca. And then there is also other book called 1001 Winning Combinations, written by Fred Rinfeld. That's also other book which you should check out. And if you are still a teenager or a kid, you can also study How to Beat Your Dad at Chess. That book also has lovely positions. Okay, let's come back to Raunak's game, and Raunak is a piece down and is going to lose this game. That's sad. So Raunak is going to lose. Okay, so that means it's not clear if Raunak will be in top 3. But let's keep a focus on him. Now let's look at Swimmer Chess. Swimmer Chess has won. Good job, Swimmer Chess. Arjun Ergesi is about to win his game. Because no, I cannot say it's winning because this is a double pawn and there is no clear plan to progress for black, because just 3 pawns, this is an easy draw. It all depends on time. If the grandmaster playing white side forgets to make a move, only then he will lose. Then who do we have? So I think I finished covering all the Indian games. So only Arjun Ergesi. We have Harsha Bharatkoti finally. Let's follow Harsha Bharatkoti. Guys, he's also following, he's also streaming. I think you should check out his stream as well. So I will try to get the link of Bharatkoti. Bharatkoti has won his game. Very nice. Perfect timing. So let's see if he is on YouTube. I don't see him on YouTube yet. Maybe the chat could paste the link. Yeah, I don't see Harsha Bharatkoti here, so we will have to ask him. Alright, coming back to Vidit's game. Okay, so Vidit is having his queen on d3, but he has given a pawn on b7. I feel that fight has more chances because these pawns are all weak and they are feeling isolated at the moment. But can we expect some crazy line like queen e3, knight g4? No, but the knight is hanging on c6. So Vidit has to take care of his knight first before he could do anything. A move like queen b5 doesn't help because queen b5, a b5 and b4, and we know Magnus and he's going to squeeze out that endgame. So it's not queen b5. How do we defend this knight on c6? Can we go queen d7? But that would be passive because knight c4 may come. Queen d6 also, knight c4 is coming. Vidit seems to be in some danger here. Okay. So the next games have begun. The next round, I can see Ronak Sadhwani is playing against Fide Master. He is sticking with his English, usual English. So he's playing a lot of English these days. Swimmer Chess back is playing a Fide Master. I think he's going to win this game. Suyog Wag is playing a Grandmaster from Georgia. So this is a Caro-Kann where the pawn is on h5. Pawn could come to h4 also very soon. And Arjun Ergesi is playing a Fide Master. And he's on 3 points. So who is the leader? The leader is Castor, and then he's followed by Infernal. By the way, I must mention that I did win against Infernal _ Zam last time. I mean, the one before that, I did win against him. So I don't see any top Indians yet in the list. So we will have to wait. We will have to wait for the other rounds. Okay. Yeah, this is going fine. E3 is not coming because f5 is hanging, so he'll first play queen d7 and then maybe go e3. g5 is a possibility, fg5, g5. Yeah, g5 is also a possibility. Quick look at what happened in Carlsen versus Magnus. So he took on e4 and that's how he defends. Okay. So queen c6, knight d2, knight d2, queen d2, and white is a safe pawn up, right? Queen e5. There is queen b2, but then he will take queen c7. I think Magnus is a safe pawn up here. Wow, queen a6. Rook a6 is not coming because of rook f8 mate. Queen e3 check, just king h1. Exciting. Very nice. I did not see this move. That's nice. Queen a6, and now this pawn on a5 is a killer. It will just go to a6, a7, a8. There's nobody to stop it. How about other games in this event? Aronian versus Giri. Okay, it's just a normal position. Firuza versus Karyakin, heading towards a draw. Nepomniachtchi versus So Wesley. Interesting game. Queen is on e7. Rook is attacked. Rook could move to e3, f3. The pawn on c7 could be taken. Yeah, this is a kind of game which will be very interesting. Of my interest, this is. And this is deadly. This is the knight off, where MVL is playing the deadly knight off, sticking true to his repertoire. So MVL is one player who plays knight off and Grunfeld heavily. So I have not come across a player who has played these two lines so consistently throughout their career. Okay, so after queen a6, Vidit is thinking maybe he missed this move. There's a chance. Hi Satyam, and I hope Niklasha, you got the answer to the question. Let's look at the other games then. What's happening in Swimmer Chess? Swimmer Chess is leading in the position, bishop f6 check, and now queen will come to g5 if the king takes the pawn. So if he goes king f8, also I think he will go queen g5 because there is queen g7 threatened. He'll definitely go for queen g5. Or maybe queen a3 check, just take this knight, this bishop, this queen a3. Oh, he missed it. But this is good enough because after knight b8, knight e5 will come, and then, yeah, now knight e5. He wants to go knight e5 now. Still viable. This is a terrible position for black. So now knight c6 is not possible. Knight a6 has to be played. And now knight e5. Queen e8 has to be played. And now rook b7, I think. Or even queen e7. Both these moves. He goes knight f4. Now maybe he's threatening rook b7. Rook b7 will come. And this is complete finish. What a game. Here so many moves win, and he chooses the exquisite knight fg6 and then rook f7 wins. Great. What's the situation of champ 2005? Ronak Sadhwani, queen a5. Is this not free? Maybe a2 was hanging, like his idea was to go rook a8 and rook a2. Oh, there is no pawn on g7. I just noticed that there is no pawn on g7. So there is queen at 6 coming. Queen f5. Okay. g4. Now queen at 6 is a possibility. It's a nice move. Yeah, he goes for queen at 6. He's offering the exchange of queens, and yeah, you should not trade queens when you are having the initiative. So Ronak, being the grandmaster, of course pays close attention to the principles. So he wants to give this pawn up because he wants to trade rooks and then play bishop e5 so that the d5 pawn becomes powerful. But you see black is hanging on to this knight on e5, but that doesn't stop white from playing b4. He goes rook c3, he wants to go rook g3. Queen g3 is coming, yeah? Queen g3 next. So Ronak is very good with switching the position of his pieces. He's very flexible, and this flexibility is what gives him an edge over his opponents. He's flexible, he's resilient, defends worse positions, very tenacious. d5, queen c6. The knight is in trouble because there is a pin, and then d6. d6 is coming. Yeah, so good news again. Ronak Sadhwani will be back in his winning ways. Oh, maybe he missed something which was easy. Oh, things are changing. I just forgot that black is a piece up. So Ronak has to be careful here. Oh, this is going down. King g3 and h4, h5. f3 pawn is lost. Now it's back. Now Ronak is back and is going to win this game. Because 4 pawns, bishop and king cannot defend. It's a given. Just play h6 check, bring the king, go towards b pawn, and then this is win. So Ronak Sadhwani escapes and wins this game. Meanwhile, what's happening in Vidit's game? Vidit is hoping for a perpetual of some kind, but I doubt he'll get this. Magnus is proving to be too strong in this position. Queen e8, queen e4, and then this pawn. He'll encourage this pawn and push it forward. That's what I think. Okay. Yeah, Arjuna Regisi has checkmated his opponent. It's a very pretty checkmate. Queen takes f8, the knight cannot take the queen because the knight is pinned, and the king cannot go to a6 and f6 because of the pawn. Very nice. What a position this is. You see the king. This is a deadly checkmate. So this round was a round full of deadly checkmates. Gukesh has won, but Aditya Mittal has lost. Gukesh has won. So who is playing now? Let's look at those games which are still going on. I see Harsha Bharatkuti was playing, but not anymore. Okay, so this is the last game that's left, and this is a wrong color rook pawn draw. Though black has a pawn and a bishop, this game will end in a draw because the queening square is of a light color and the bishop that black has is a dark square one. So eventually this will end in a stalemate or a 50 move draw. Then let's check. You can't handle Denker. Okay, that's the game I'm checking. This game, is this a draw? No, this is a draw. Yes, this is a draw. Chess Boxer. That's a FIDE master from India. You cannot really take this pawn because it's a stalemate. And if this king were on g4, I would say it's a winning position. But the king is on the other side. The reason being, if the king were on g4, he would play king h5 and king g6 to checkmate the king. So it's a draw. Let me show you what would happen if the king were, let's say, here. In this case, king would play king to g6, let's say in this position. Let me just get this. And now on f8 queen, he would play queen h7. That is why you have to be 2 steps closer to this. You have to be at a 2 square distance to win this endgame. That's the winning zone. And this is going to be a winning position for black. King rook versus king. This is the first thing I teach all the beginners to my students. I teach them how to checkmate with the queen, and then I tell them how to checkmate with the king and rook. Flamboyants official. Our players, we have a lot of players. We have Gukesh, we have Aditya Mittal, we have Harsha Bharatkoti, we have Ronak Sadhwani, we have Shiva Mahadevan, we have GB Harshvardhan, and yeah, we have Arjuna Regesi also. Yeah, this is going to be great because this is a game between Shiva Mahadevan and Saleh Miyar Saleh. And if you look at the standings, we have swimmer chess on 5r6. So you can see swimmer chess is our hope at the moment, who has great chances to finish in the top today. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this. It's a Rai Lopez, D3 Rai Lopez in particular. Now white will go a4. This is one of the lines that's very popular and he goes for it. Now bishop g4 is possible, b4 is also possible. And now after b4, a5, now they play bishop g4 sometimes. I have played a game in this position against Grandmaster Sandipan Chanda, and I drew that game, so I have good memories of playing this line. This queen can come to b8 sometimes, rook can come to b8 and rook to b5. So this is a line which is very popular when it comes to d3 Rai Lopez. Rook b8, rook b5 also they play, and then queen c8 also is something that's played sometimes. Yeah, so they play queen c8. This rook comes to d8 and they aim for a possible d5 or f5 break depending on the situation. Knight g4 is interesting. Yeah, this is possible. d5 is also interesting. d5, ed5, knight d5. You can play that. But let's see what Shiva Mahadevan does. He goes for d5. Is he reading my mind? Is he listening to me? Knight on c6. Okay. Knight d4. Maybe the move was not that great after all, because if you move the knight, the pawn on e5 is hanging. So if he goes knight d4, knight d5 is hanging. So I don't know. That's a strong move. The drawback of d5 was that it loosens the protection of e5. Yeah, let's look at the other games. Meanwhile, Ronak Sadhwani, what happened? Where is his king? We must definitely check this out. What happened? Wow. Okay, this is fine. He took knight c5 Then played bishop e5, f6, bishop d4 check, and then king b, he goes bishop b6, and now king b2, a3 mate. How do we stop this? Wow. So Ronak Sadhwani has won his game in less than 20 moves. Wow. a3 checkmate is unstoppable. This could be a game of the day. And who do we have? Gukesh. Gukesh is playing against Avital Bor, a grandmaster from Israel. Going on. I think black is doing fine. Black has good chances. Queen d4. Okay, so queen d4 is prevented. But he can take rook d6. ed6, queen c5 check, king h1, knight f2 check. That's a possibility. Not sure that that's the best move. But that's one of the ideas. I would play f6 here to undermine the protection of this e5 pawn, which is protecting the bishop. Will he go for f6? Let's wait. Let's wait and see if he goes f6. Then I would be the top guesser of the day, of the night. Yeah, he goes for f6. Definitely Niranjan rocks here. Swimmer Chess has played knight a5. So what exactly happened here? He played queen b7 and then he went for this. So he got the pawn on a5. I'm not so sure if we can say that white handled it well those last few moves, because now Shiva Madhavan is back. He has a good position. He's a pawn up. The knight on e4 needs support. The c4 pawn is hanging. Too many things working in his favor now. Arjun Ergesi has won. Great. Let's keep our eyes glued to Swimmer Chess because this is an important game, and if he wins this, he will have 6 out of 7, I think. That will be his score. Both the players are on 5. And Salemiyar Saleh is a grandmaster, and I have played against him. Very strong player. c4 pawn is hanging, but he wants to play knight f5. Also queen g4 is a possibility. So now this knight can come to d6 in the long run. I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to play bishop g5 first and then get his knight to d6. Shiva Madhavan is playing very well. Queen e4, queen e4. I would definitely play queen e4. Yeah, he does that. Now knight e3 is coming. So slowly, he's increasing the pressure and is about to bring the point home. Knight f5 and then knight g3. Oh, then there's queen f3. Okay, so knight f5, edge g5, queen e3 check. That should be enough, isn't it? That should be enough for a stable advantage. Will he do it? Also, it's not necessary to do all that. This bishop h4 is also possible. Yeah, simple. Now just cd6, and this is an opposite color bishop position, but there are heavy pieces on the board with a lot of potential for activity. Oh, bd5. What if he establishes a blockade of some kind? Maybe queen a6 could come. Rook f7 and all is not working here right now, because the queen on e2 is hanging. But this is a good moment to play king h8, I think. Oh, this is a blunder. This is a blunder. Yeah, rook f7. This is the move he missed, I think. Rook f8 check. Oh, rook f8 check. That was the move. He missed it. He missed it. He missed it. Okay. So I'll show the move to the chat as to what I meant. Rook f7, queen e2, rook takes f8 check. King has to move, and then bishop takes e4 check. Pawn has to move, and then this was the mate which AR Salem Sarai missed. But let's look at what's happening right now. We have this position in which Shiva Madhavan is a pawn up, but I cannot say that it's clearly winning. He's a pawn up and has good chances. King will come to g5, pawn will come to h4, rook f5 check is threatened, rook f5. Bishop f7, but now c2 pawn is hanging. a4. This is a good moment to play a4, a3. a4. Will he play a4? No, he doesn't play a4. a4. Yeah, he gets it. Finally, he gets a4. And now a3. Okay, now rook g7. Yeah, then king comes to e5 maybe. Rook g7 and then take this pawn on g2. Yeah. Now rook d2. Okay, he wants to play rook d1. And I'm not so sure. So he wants to play rook d1, rook a1 and pawn a2 and then give a check. So this is his plan. Rook d5 is a mating threat. Oh, he goes rook d3. This was his idea, to sacrifice the exchange. Wow. So this he will win. Definitely he will win. There you go. Shiv Mahadevan has defeated a very strong grandmaster, Salem A.R. Saleh. So who is playing now? Let's say Aditya Mittal is playing and he's playing against a FIDE master from Slovakia and he's about to win his game. Great. What's happened to Vidit's game? In Vidit's game, I see Magnus Carlsen has promoted his pawn to a queen and he has two queens on the board. And this is going to end in white's favor because this queen, it's very easy to escape these checks when you have the comfort of two queens on the chessboard. So this is going to end in Magnus's favor. Okay. Two title players are playing rook king versus rook king. So king rook versus king rook. This is going to end in a draw. Both the players, they know it, but they keep playing. Tokic. Who is Tokic? Okay. Tokic has drawn. Brave Spirit, very nice username. Brave Spirit has drawn. No, he's won. Spawn promoting. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. We will soon have the next round. So this is the last game that's in progress. And after this game, we will have the next round. Okay, we have Champ 2005, Ronak Sadhwani, next game very soon. Okay. Shiva Mahadevan, where is he? Swimmer chess. I don't see swimmer chess yet. But I see Winnie the Pooh. Let me see what's happening with swimmer chess. So his game has not started, I think, or maybe I was not able to find it. Okay, let's look at the game that's visible here. This is a game of Ronak Sadhwani, and you see, opponent has got his queen out, and thanks to this knight, there is no mate on h7. This bishop will come to d7, I think, very soon. It's going fine for black. So if you go by the standings, then swimmer chess is on 6 out of 7. Let me try to manually pull out his game because I don't see his game. So where is swimmer chess? I don't see it. I don't see swimmer chess. Maybe he got disconnected. Yeah, so that could be the reason. Okay, he's going to play queen g4. Wow. To completely eliminate any of the attacking chances that white has. Okay, that's a nice idea. A strong idea. Well, he wants to play queen g4 and play this end game. Gh4. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so meanwhile we have official confirmation that Vidit lost to Magnus, and let's come back to this game. Arjun Agassi is playing against Roman Ovetkin. So Ovetkin is a grandmaster from Russia. I've seen him, and I used to play against him many years ago on a different server. So he's a regular blitz player. The pawn on a4 will probably decide this game in white's favor, I think, because this pawn on a4 is called a passer. It has no opposing pawn, and this is likely to decide the game. Let's come back to this game, and things have changed here suddenly. After the exchange of queens, you see that the g3 pawn is taken, and black enjoys a very nice position because h4 pawn is isolated, f3 is isolated, a2 deserves a2 requires constant support, and yeah, black is fine. King g7, rook h8. I think a plan like this is very much in black's favor. Meanwhile, there is still no news about swimmer chess. It's sad because we don't see swimmer chess here. Swimmer chess. Okay, let's stick to the game that we have on board. Okay. I'm curious what happened to swimmer chess. Because he's playing very nice moves. Okay, we have Sam Shanklin playing, and he's in a bad position. Pawn on c4 is about to be taken. Gukesh has won his game. That's a good news. How did he win? Let's see. Just 18 moves. Wow. Let's see. Okay. He has artificially castled, and he's got queen f3. He's threatening queen takes f7. It's not a mate, but it's a dangerous threat. And then there is this check. That means that king cannot castle. bd7 is met by queen f7. So king f8, then bishop g5, rook a1. Because hg5 is met by rook e6. But he goes for rook e6 anyway, right? Bishop e7 and then rook e6. Because after f e6, you have queen f7 and then bishop d3. I'm definitely going to cover this game. This is Gukesh versus Kachko. Let me make a note of this. I like this game very much. Is any Indian the top 10? I don't think so. We had Shiva Mahadevan, but I don't know what, due to some reason he just disconnected. Arun Kumar. So this is the position. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here Ronak Sadhwani is having a great position. The rook on c3 will tell you everything you need to know about the position. Nice. This is going to get interesting. Will he make a comeback? Let's see. Yeah, this is going to win. He's going to win this game, and a2 is going. A pawn is already ready. It's very eager to promote itself. This is going to be winning for him. So who else do we have? Do we have Aditya Mittal, who is playing against a free master from Russia? E4 pawn is his target, but this knight will not come out. So it's the Abhimanyu. Oh, he wants to exchange it, but this position, I don't think it's winning. It's going to be a draw. So Aditya Mittal is going to draw this game, I think. H3? How about H3? H3, king b5, king c3, king. This is after a5. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a draw. Arjun Erigisi has drawn his game. So the a pawn, which I talked about earlier, did not really help him win the game. So how did he? Oh, so he simply lost the pawn, and that's the reason he could not roll the pawn. If you lose the pawn, you don't have a chance. As simple as that. This is a draw. So draw is a good result here. Very nice. Gukesh's win was excellent. So what do we have in the standings then? In the standings, I see Gukesh having a good chance now, because you see he is on 6.5 out of 8, and Ronak Salmani jumps to position 15 with that performance. So 6.5 out of 8. 3 more games remaining. Anything could happen. We could also see Ronak in the top today. Hi Pranav, welcome to the stream if you've just joined. Yeah, so Ronak has won. Let's see which other games are still underway. So Aryan Tari is playing. This is going to be a draw. Then we have this game where there are 2 grandmasters battling it out. Black's pawn is on h4 and the bishop was not taken. Why? Because it's supported by the pawn on e5. Okay. Late at night, signs of sleep deprivation, I think. Okay. How about this? This game, the knight could come to d4. h5 pawn will be supported by the bishop, but this b6 pawn now needs some help, because king d5, king c6 could come if this knight jumps somewhere else. But white also has to make sure that he defends this pawn on b3 before he could aim for b5. But he does that. Knight b3 comes, bishop c4, and the knight is in trouble. He's going to play bishop. He's going to take the pawn, and this is going to be a wrong color rook pawn draw, guys, because he'll just take knight a4 and then just run with his king, and this is a draw. So we'll see the second wrong color rook pawn draw. This is a draw because the queening square is a dark color one and the bishop that we have is a light square. This is going to be a draw. Who else do we have? This is another position which has ended in a draw. All the long games tend to end in a draw. This one, white has won the game. And here black has won. Okay. Oh. Yeah, this is black's game. So I think there'll be another break now before we have the next round. I see that Ronak and Gukesh, these 2 players have the best chance of finishing in the top. Okay. So there's a short break now, and we will have three more rounds. And if Ronald Sadhwani or Bukesh they win both all the three remaining games, I think they will have a decent chance of finishing in the top. And kya pata, we might also have him on the stream. Let's hope for the best. Oh, I see Aditya Udeshi here. Seeing him on chess.com after a long time. Aditya Udeshi is an international master from Mumbai. He's 1993 born, so I used to see him in the national tournaments. Like in under 15, I've seen him in under 13. I don't know if he's playing so much chess these days. He must be having some job and is already working somewhere. But yeah, good to see him on chess.com. Great to see you, Aditya. So you see he's playing c3 queen a5. Nice. Seems to be that he's keeping an eye on what's happening in the chessboard, because he has played queen a5 and g5, and both these moves are are all modern moves. I mean, you don't see that in classical old fashioned way, but it's trending these days. Okay, that's nice to see Aditya Udeshi for a moment. Let's see who else do we have. I think that's about it. We have to wait for the games to resume. I could take a question from the chat if there are any. I see no questions today, so that's good. I can relax. I can watch what others are doing. So Coach J. Kane. So Jeremy Kane is here. He's our staff. He's playing the Trompovsky. 7 out of 8, 7 out of 8, 7.5 out of 8. Okay. Let's see. Nihal is not playing. Marcos. Nihal isn't playing today. So what's your favorite video on chess.com India? I want to know that. So the chat could tell me what's the favorite chess.com India video that they have. That they like, I mean. Let's say, for me, the video that I did is obviously favorite because I put a lot of effort in doing the 5 best moves of Vidit, and that remains special to me till date because that was the first video in that kind of a series. Of course, inspired by how Simon Williams does it. Happy birthday, Samay. Okay. Alright. That was an edit. I mean, we just picked the best moments, and that was thanks to our editor then. In addition to Happy Birthday Samay, is there any other video that you like? Kostya is playing here. Is this Kostya Kavitsky? I don't think so. Okay. For a moment it looks like Vidit is playing. No, it's not Vidit. Okay. The games will start any moment. Okay, so Vidit is playing against Eltimon. So we will soon find out who Eltimon is. Yeah, the games have started. Ronak Sadhwani is playing Bocharov, Arjun Ergesi is playing Sergov, and then Swimachess is back. Um, I'm curious about what happened to Swimachess, but yeah. And guys, Samay Raina is also playing. He's playing against Chess Ankit too. Interesting. Samay Raina also on chess.com right now. Let's go and focus on this game. Ronak Sadhwani versus Bocharov Dmitry. He's employed the Dutch defense and he wants to put his pawn to a5, maybe knight to e4, pawn to e5, pawn to a5, so many options. This is a line with a lot of potential for pawn breaks. Now for a5 he wants to go b5, and if he doesn't do anything he wants to play b5, a5, something like that. Okay. Makes sense to put the knight on e4, isn't it? Just put the knight on e4. But no, he wants to expand on the king side with g5, queen e8. Ideas like that. He wants to go king h8, king h7. Makes sense. g5, queen e8, queen g6. Something that I would go for. Yeah, he goes for queen e8. And then he goes for g5, I think. He'll go for g5. Oh, wait. But if he goes for g5, the f5 pawn could become weak. Knight d5. Okay. So now the pawn on d6. It requires support. If you take dc5, it's not so good for the health of these pawns, because then the e7 pawn will feel left out. So he's defending that pawn and is maintaining the tension. This is one of the signs of the top players. They maintain the tension and they don't clarify unless necessary. Deepan's checkmate Hikaru. Okay, good to know. Kark Saar's music. When Anish bet Vidit. Great. Oh, that 15 move win by Divya. Okay. Thank you, Samu Shigwan. Thanks for your compliments. Amrish, no. Samay was just playing a normal game and I came across his game. He's not in the Title Tuesday. Thank you for letting me know about your favorite videos. I'm glad that you at least have some favorites. We are a new channel, that I must admit, and we've just started out and we have a long journey. I'm doing fine, Amrish, thank you. I hope you are also doing fine. It must have, it's a season where the place where I stay is becoming cold and cold. I hope you are also fine, taking care of yourself. Let's come back to this game. After queen a3, the d6 pawn is being watched. So you cannot really touch this pawn on e7 because the d6 will fall anytime. g5 rook g6 is something that I would like to play. Bocharov is being very classical with the play on his queen side. Typical of how the masters in Russia play. And yes, he's a grandmaster from Russia, I just saw. So his play is very classical. I have not seen any mistake yet. BC will also be a possibility. Yeah, so Ronak Sadhwani is having a tough time in this position. Let's quickly look at what the situation is in Gukesh's game. I'm very curious if I can quickly pull Gukesh's game. Yeah, so Gukesh is here. This position seems equal, but I must tell you all that this is one of the most common pawn structures in chess, which is 3-3 versus 4-2. You see there are 3 pawns, and there are 2 pawns, and then there are 4 pawns. So this is the most common pawn structure in chess. So if you study these pawn structures, you are likely to get ideas to play a lot of positions in chess. Because you study the most common pawn structure, then you will know where to place your pieces, how the game works, and you will also know which pawn break to play for, which file to occupy, where your pieces belong. So in this position, white will usually aim for a majority, to expand majority on the center with f4, e5, king side, And black will try to play on the queen side and in the center. But now you see the position is getting tactical. F2 is hanging, B2 is hanging. Once the queen moves, then the D3 will hang. Maybe queen C2, D3 will hang. Oh, he's gone for an exchange sacrifice because he's getting bishop into G7. How good is that? I'm not so sure. I think it's not serious enough. Oh, he goes for rook b3, and then after queen b3 he wants to take king g7, ensuring that the knight still remains under pin. But he can play queen c3 or queen b2 and get rid of the pin. Then there's e5. I'm not sure if Gukesh saw this. But okay, this position is still okay for black, and he's the one who is having chances because he has double bishop and active pieces. Rook can come to d8, but yeah, knight e4 is threatened. Will he do something about knight d2, or will he simply take the pawn with bishop d2 and queen takes e5? It remains to be seen. So both the games are very exciting. My favorite video is Vidit's 5 best moves, and after that I think Pragnananda's principled chess. So this is my favorite video, and I feel this deserves a lot of love. This is my personal favorite. Because I think it's very useful for the beginners to study that. Queen c7, rook d7, okay. Queen c6. How about rook e7? Rook e7, no. Everything will get exchanged and white will win a pawn. So not rook e7. Queen b2. What about this? Bishop is keeping an eye. Okay. So now he wants to play queen e1 simply. If he goes rook b1, rook a1, there is queen d1 check. So queen c1 has to be played. Very good. So the FIDE master here is playing accurately. Is not giving any chance as of now. The bishop is being targeted. Oh, now I don't think he has any chance to win. Gukesh is in trouble, in real trouble. How about Ronak Sadhwani? Ronak Sadhwani has drawn his game. Oh, how did he end up in a drawn position? So what it does is after rook c6, he goes for knight g2. And objectively this position is better for white, but he did not manage to find the accurate moves. So that is the reason this game ended in a draw. So after knight s3, king f1, there is queen takes f2 coming. So he has to play king h1 and then it's a draw. Okay, nice. So that means Gukesh has lost and Ronak Sadhwani has drawn. So that means that we will probably not see anybody in the top from India today. Okay, but still there are 2 more games. Ronak Sadhwani, Swimmer Chess. They both are on 7 out of 9. And if they get 9 out of 9, I think that's a decent score. Let's root for them. Let's continue our support for them. So let's look at the remaining games. Which games are still remaining? This game is remaining. Cuban 1991. Okay. Black is winning this. Then Keep It Cool. That's a nice username. Chess Queen. That's Alexandra Kostinuik, who is streaming right now on the Russian channel. And yeah, this is going to be a draw very soon. This is going to end in draw. Rook d4. Yeah, black has enough resources to draw this. Keep It Cool. Greg Shahade. Greg Shahade has won his game. Great. So we have a very unique endgame. I haven't seen this in recent times. He's blunder the knight. Okay, now the knight. Now the rook can come to d4. He got saved. He got saved. It felt for a moment that he lost his knight, but now he's okay. King d7, rook f7. How is he going to support the knight? The knight is lost. Wow, can you believe it? White lost this game. Okay, that is sad. Coming back to this position, nothing much happened, so they agreed to a draw. So Vidit is playing Rastabov, and we have this position, and very similar to what Ronak is doing in this event, Vidit goes for the English and plays on the queen side. He's deliberately delaying his castling to see what else he could do. Maybe a possible h4, h5 is on the cards. Let's look at Ronak Sadhwani's game now. He's playing against Grandmaster Sharp Chess 2022, and then we have the English here as well. It's the day full of English. Pawn will come to d4. Yeah, that's a possibility. But he goes for b3. He wants to go bishop b2. Bishop d3, no chance. He'll not let that happen. So I think he'll go for d4. Knight e1. How about e4? Yeah. See, black does play e4. I don't know. Looks suspicious. And we have the game between Shiva Mahadevan and the Grandmaster from UK. I think his name is he wrote the book on Dragon. I'm just trying to recall his name. A very strong Grandmaster. He, in fact, annotated one of my games for a magazine. So let me just quickly hover around his name. He is Word Note. Let's see. Let me quickly check his name. His name is Gawain Jones. Yeah, that's his name. Okay, we have Gabriel in R2, and I've also played against him. Nice to see him here, and looks like Gokesh is going to win this because this pawn on d6 is not so strong. Let's say Swimmer Chess. Swimmer Chess is playing it safe. Bishop e4, because now knight e4, queen d1, rook d1, knight e4. I think black has no problems. So that is the reason Shiv Madhavan avoids the exchange of queens and tries to play for something more than just equality. f7 is under attack. b7 is protected with the bishop, so it's not really much. I think black is doing fine here. Let's look at how Ronak is doing. You see the f line is open for action. So he is going to play rook f6 next, very soon. If this queen leaves the square, then rook f6 is a high possibility. g5 is potential idea. g5, knight g4, bishop d5. He goes for gh5. Okay, now h6 is a threat, so he has to take knight h5. If he takes knight h5, maybe queen g4. Don't exchange queens with queen g5, but maybe queen f3 or just queen g4. The queen is attacked, so we just move it. Now if knight f6, maybe rook takes f6. Ah no, that's too much. So he has to simply play something like queen g5. So game is going as I had predicted so far. But yeah, queen g3, then again knight h5. So black is finding these accurate moves to keep the tempo going in his favor. Once white gets 95, I think he will stand better, but he's not getting that. Okay, now maybe it's a chance to play 91, but that's very passive. We must get this knight away so that the bishop can operate with full potential. Maybe king h2 rook g1 is what Ronak is considering right now. Yeah, so king h2 rook g1 is something, I think, something that he would play. Rook g2, knight e2. Yeah, so he's finally getting that idea which I had mentioned. Now knight f4, the d3 is attacked. Yeah, he might go, but this bishop e3 tricks are also coming. I'm not sure. So now knight f4. Yeah, now knight f4. Now everything is safe and in control. Now maybe knight f4. Ronak is also ahead by a few seconds. We can hope that he will win this. Bishop takes e4. Bishop takes e4. Rook f5. Bishop f5. Pawn h5. Something that I would play. Yeah, he goes for it. Wow, he goes for it. Now I've started getting this feeling that maybe I should have played today. I would have done very well. But that's a hindsight. Okay, so Siva Madhavan has lost, and with that, all his chances are gone to finish on the top. But he played well in this event. At g6, okay, bishop g2, g f7, king f7, queen g7, king e6, knight f4, king d7. I don't think so. I don't think so. Black king is safe. He must try something else. Yeah, he goes for the line that I mentioned. So will he pick a perpetual here with queen g4? I think so. He's going to pick the perpetual because I think he doesn't have anything better than that. To play for more is risky, but yeah, he goes for it. He's having a perpetual anytime. Even after rook g8, there is queen f5, king e8, queen c8. So he has this perpetual anytime. So that means he is not really in any danger as of now. Now maybe white can simply take the bishop and continue playing. Oh, queen g7? I think something has changed. So the evaluation bar suddenly dropped, and I think it's because of this queen e4. Queen b1 check drops the bishop. He missed this time. The queen b1 check was dropping the bishop. Yeah. Now he's back in the game, I think. Queen h7, king f3. This, I think, at least he'll hold. Is not worse by any chance. How about Arjun Ergesi? Arjun Ergesi is having an equal position. This might end in a draw. And how about Winnie the Pooh? He's lost. So I mean his position is lost, and with that we have the final game. So we'll keep an eye on this and see how Ronak does. Bishop e5. He's still creating some dangerous threats. You cannot write him off here. Now some tricks of bg7. Yeah, this seems like Seems like white will have no trouble. Just that he's down to a down to 1 second. Wow. So he wants to place the bishop on b6. But who will defend the pawn on d4? Rook c3 was dropping the knight. Oh my god. Knight c7. Knight c7 was a mating idea. Wow. Okay. Now he has to be careful not to get mated. Wow. The way he spots these tactics with just few seconds left. King d4 c6. Ah, now king c3. Wow, bishop d4. This is brilliant. And now it's like the whole variation felt like an endgame study, isn't it? Wow, this is beautiful. We must definitely bring Ronak and ask him about this. Because this a7 now and then b8 queens. This is beautiful. Beautiful. And then he's going to win this game. Can you believe it? I think this is the best game of the night. Definitely the best game. Especially the end game part. It's beautiful. Vineet, Gukesh was playing, then Harsha Bharat Koti, Arjun Erigaisi, Ronak Sadhwani, then GB Harshvardhan, Shiva Mahadevan. And then these are the players who are playing the title Tuesday tonight. Yeah, and we have the next game, Jumbo, and his player from Kazakhstan. And we have the final round, I think. Let me confirm. Yeah. This is the last round, guys. So Ronak is in the race, but he's on the 15th position right now. But we must definitely talk about that game. That game was amazing. Okay, so this is the last game he's playing, and it's again the English, the day full of English opening. Knight c4, he wants to go knight c4, and after knight c4 maybe play bc4 and then maybe use the b line later. Yeah, seems like a typical English play. Knight will come to c4 soon. Black can play queen e8, queen h5 and f4, or queen d7, f4 and bishop h3. But if he does that, then the e4 square will be forever white's control. The other move black can play is something like rook b8 to defend b7, so that knight d4 comes naturally. Yeah, you see he goes knight a4, very strategic, because knight a4 he wants to take ba4 and use those open lines to put maximum pressure on the queen side. I like knight a4, very nice. So some of the players might be very reluctant to play moves like this, fearing that the pawns would be doubled, but there is also a good side to the doubling of pawns. So that is why they say you must know the rules to know how to break them. So this was a situation where deliberately going for a double pawn benefits you. So he goes for e4, leaving the pawn on d3 slightly behind. It's a backward pawn to an extent. But he says that after I capture on f5, I get the knight, I get the e4 square for my knight, and that is precisely the reason why he goes for this continuation. The position is balanced, but it's rich in the variety of ideas that both sides have. You see, with all these exchanges, black also got his knight to d4. So he also has his own chances. You cannot dismiss black's position entirely. Knight b7, now things are heating up because now you see he has sacrificed a pawn. The pawn on f2 feels weak, and queen can come to d6 or e7. Yeah, now anything could happen. Now he's threatening to play bishop d2 and knight b3. Now even knight b5 is possible to push this rook away from the defense of d3 pawn, and then the d3 pawn will be lost. Yeah, bishop d2 is anyway possible, but I would definitely go for knight b5 first. Knight b5, ask this rook where it wants to go, then take the pawn on d3, attack this knight on d2. But let's see if Raunak's opponent finds this. Yeah, he goes for this. Raunak has the time advantage. He's having more than a minute. Queen d3, knight e4, queen d1, rook d1, rook e5. The game is slowly heading towards a draw. If you exchange pawns like this, I think it's going to end in a draw in situations like this. Pawn b3, pawn h4. Pawn h5. Okay. Yeah, it's an opposite color bishop endgame, but since knights are present, we can anytime expect a change in the imbalance. But position is equal. Rook e8, position is equal. Rook f5, now rook f7 is what he wants to do. Rooks on the 7th rank, they are healthy. But you see rook f8 and then the trade goes on. Like if you play rook e5, black will not hesitate to play rook f8, I think. Okay, so he goes bishop h3 and allows the exchange of rooks. We must get this knight to e5, but even that is being traded by force. So we might see a draw very soon, unless Raunak pulls another magic trick. So I don't see many tricks here, but let's see what Raunak does. One way is to bring the king just to scare the opponent. Then play king g4 here because rook b3 is not possible because of rook d8. Oh, but then bishop f8. There is bishop f8. You can see that the opponent is scared. He's scared of the possible threats in the position. The bishop comes to c4, rook f7 is the idea. That means the pawn on g7 is likely to fall. Okay, so on rook f7 he wants to go king g8, and he's also intending to go rook e7. So that is too many threats. Yeah. Wow, remarkable the way black defended in the last few moves. Now you see 0.7 seconds left on the clock. He's being very precise. To play precisely and also not lose on time. Just when I said it, just when I said it. So that means Raunak Sadhwani wins the game. And let's see. Let's ask him if he's willing to join the stream. Just like every time. Let's ask him how he feels. So let's ask Raunak. So I've sent a message, let's see, it will be great. I actually want to talk to him about the game that happened just before this one. We will see the standings very soon. Oh, Oh yeah, so he's willing to come, so I'll just make preparations for him to join the stream. So just a moment. Okay, so let's get Ronak. It will be great to interact with him and see what he thinks about the positions. Okay, so this is the last round. Let's see where he finishes. He is on 9 bar 11, 7th position. Not bad, not bad at all. So we might see him in a moment or two. So I'm waiting for Ronak to join, and he's about to join very soon. Yeah, so we have the top three positions. Vuga Rasulov has won the tournament. Aryan Tari has finished second, and Giga Waparadze has finished third. And our Indian star Ronak Sadhwani has finished seventh in the tournament. Again, a remarkable event for him. If not for the draws at the beginning, maybe he could have done more than that. But still, I especially liked his previous game. I'm just going to ask him questions about that as soon as he appears. Okay. So I'm going to take the board for a moment and try to change a few things. Okay, so let's wait for Ronak Sadhwani. Do you have any questions for Ronak? So the chat, if you have any questions for Ronak Sadhwani, I will definitely ask them. Ask him. So please, if you have any questions, please drop in the chat. So that's the position, seventh position of Ronak. And now let me be ready and pick those games that I liked from Ronak's um event, the games that he played tonight. The one game that I'm definitely going to ask him about is this one, where he was playing white against sharp chess 22. So, who is sharp chess 22? He's a grandmaster from Argentina. Okay. Okay, okay. Too many windows open, so let me close. So I'm waiting for Ronak Salwani to join. For those who have just joined, I want to let you know that Ronak finished 7th in this position, in this tournament, and which is a great result. Okay. So the position that I have is this game. This game where Ronak was white against um, against sharp chess 22. So there you have the board. I'm going to adjust the board. Yeah, so the board is correct. Hi Ronak,
Hi. Hi.
welcome to the stream for the fourth straight time.
Yeah.
Welcome again. So this is your fourth time, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Yes. Yes. I think so. Yeah.
How are you feeling today?
I'm not that happy today with my games.
Really? I feel that you have created something magical today and you should be happy about it.
You mean the game against Sharp Chess?
Yes, it's very rare to create such a masterpiece in a Title Tuesday event with such a short time control.
But I was like winning at first, completely winning. It should be like I had big initiative.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you have the board in front of you. Take us through the game and then also let us know how you were able to see all that knight c7 tricks and even in the end very precisely bishop d4. So please take us through the game. You have the control now.
Yeah. Yeah. This I knew, and this is a very good line for white.
One moment. Here, when your opponent played bishop f5, I was expecting you to play d4. Why did you not play d4? Why did you go for knight e1?
Yeah. My idea was like completely different to play bishop b to f4.
Uh-huh, okay. And what is the
That's
drawback
how
of...
Nepo has won many games. Nepo and his second Potkin have won many games in this line.
Acha, okay, okay. So last time when you came, you told me about the Catalan bishop c3. So now I'm learning this, which is new to me again. Thank you. Then
But
e4.
that's why people don't play this line nowadays.
So you think that white is doing very well in this position?
Yeah, yeah, white has a lot of initiative.
Okay. Rook queen f3. Okay.
Yeah, here I was very happy with my position. Yeah, all good till now. h4.
Yeah, very impressive. GH5. Yes.
Bishop f3. Now I wanted rook g2. All good. Yeah, after the game, when I saw this position, I was like, I was not feeling to play the next game only. Like knight f4 wins here, yeah.
So you want
And
to
I
go
missed.
knight g6 or knight h5?
Yeah.
A knight f4, right? Yeah, knight g6. Okay, but would
Even h5 was winning according to the computer, I believe. But okay, in Blitz h5, I don't believe anybody can do that.
okay. So you went with
Knight
rook
f4
f5.
was natural, but I missed it.
Okay.
And here I took intuitively, thought there will be something, and later it turned out that I have nothing.
Yeah, I was considering this during the stream. The variation I saw was h g6, bishop g2, gf7, king f7, queen g7, king e6, queen knight f4 check, king d7, and then the king is running
I
away.
think. Yeah, exactly. So I think I should have moved it like rook h2, then take hg6. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a completely dead position for black.
And then the height side, yes, it looks like that, but yeah. But you know, because you played all these moves, we reached that magical situation.
Yeah, but that was also a draw. But okay.
Okay, and then what happened after this?
Okay, he took. And here I was shocked to like not see a win. I thought knight f4, but then he played this, and I realized I'm just completely gone now.
The reason being,
Like I'm just a exchange down now. Like
okay, because
compensate.
I think he missed that queen b1 check, which I noticed because I was a spectator.
Where?
After knight g2, queen e4, queen h3, queen b1 check.
Yeah, but queen b1 check. Oh,
Because queen f6 is not coming.
yeah, exactly. Oh no, I thought queen f6 and it's a draw. Oh man.
Yeah, so that is one bonus I had that I saw. I saw this, and then after queen e6, king f8, there is no change. I got a big clue because the evaluation dropped. But yeah, this is something I noticed.
Yeah. Oh man. This is so bad.
Yeah, that's okay. Then what happened?
Okay,
I
then
have a question here because I
yeah.
saw that you were down to less than 3 seconds at one stage in this event. Do you look at the clock while you're playing?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah, of course.
And in the tournament play on the board, over the board
Yeah,
play.
everywhere I do. Yeah.
So don't you think that the time you're taking to look at the clock is also
But
like
otherwise, let's say you have 3 seconds and you spend like 4 seconds, then what will happen? Yeah.
so you're saying that the time you spend in checking the time is a worthy investment.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Actually, I do the opposite. I don't look at the clock at all. The last title Tuesday, I was just playing without looking at the clock. And then one look, I see I am down to less than 10 seconds. I keep playing. I keep making the moves.
Yeah, that's what happens with me. Like previously, I used to do that, but then I realized I can't do this.
Okay. Okay. Then now let's go to that position where there are a lot of
Yeah,
magic.
here, okay, just some. Okay, here I had lost all the hope to win the game.
Yeah, but position is
I
not
was,
bad.
I was like upset here. Didn't want to play anymore. Here he could take bishop d2 and I would have resigned.
Okay.
Wait, but maybe I have king g3. But okay,
Then
even if he takes bishop c3, king h2, d5, it should be winning.
no, but bishop d2, king g3, rook e2, king f3, rook e3 check.
Right, true.
So
There's some trick with e6. No, king e6. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's game over. I would have resigned, yeah. But he missed it. Oh, 96 I missed. Oh my god.
yeah, I saw this 96. Okay, but this is not to make you feel bad or anything. This happens. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I missed 96. Wow. Oof. If I wouldn't have won this game, like after seeing 96, it would be embarrassing. Oh no. How could I miss this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This already I thought will be a draw now. But still, I wasn't happy with the draw because anyway, in the tournament situation, draw was not good.
Yeah, I saw that you started like using
Yeah, if I
b5.
wanted a draw, I could have made that perpetual,
Correct,
but
correct.
I didn't want to. But
Okay.
that's what happens, yeah, when you're over ambitious. And now I'm losing. I'm completely lost.
Yeah, now to the viewers, I think you must pay close attention. This position is completely lost. It feels as if the pawn on d4 will have nobody to defend it, and suddenly you were able to spot a mating net, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, okay, it is like if you play Bug House, yeah, you immediately see knight and c7 is a mate. So it's
Ah,
striked like that.
so your skills at Baghouse are coming handy here. Rook
Yeah, yeah,
h.
imagination matters. Yeah. But okay, here bishop e5 and I can resign again. There's no hope.
Yeah, but he did
But he
not. He
played
played king
this.
b5.
He missed something, I don't know. Or just a blackout.
Okay, this
This
is the
position
position.
has to be winning somehow easier. I
You've
don't
been winning
know.
for white,
Yeah, has to be winning.
but the blacking is too active, isn't it?
Yeah, but I have this passed pawn, yeah, like I can do sometimes this. But yeah, what I played should be the best.
Okay.
Like king d1, king
Now
d3.
rook h1 mate is threatened.
Yeah. I think king c3 could have played and probably I'm the one who's losing.
Really? After king c3, if I play king b1,
Rook h1,
king a2.
d3. Yeah, maybe
Oh,
not losing, but white cannot win for sure.
yeah.
Maybe you can hold it. And here, I think knight d4 is a complete blunder, I believe.
Blunder, I think is the best move.
Really?
Yeah, because see, king d4 is made by c6, king d5
Yeah.
cb7, then
Yeah,
rook
yeah.
h8 a6,
Yeah, no, this is not the mistake. And knight d4 is a good move, but he played rook h2 and here I should go king a3.
king
Check.
a3,
Yeah, now if you take, it's just dead. You will push this pawn. But if he goes rook h3, I go king f4, yeah?
king
Rook
takes.
h1, I saw something like this, but I didn't see that knight can come somehow.
Yeah, so that can come and you will have good winning chances.
I think that's winning.
Yeah, but your opponent took king takes knight, right? No, he played king
Yeah, I
c1.
played king c1 and that's already a blunder, big blunder.
Oh, it's a blunder
Now it's a draw.
because it's a draw.
Now it's a draw, yeah? Dead draw.
Hold on. We must show the viewers what's exactly happening because some may feel that this piece hanging for free. In this position, king takes d4 was played, but after c6, king c3, you cannot do anything about b7 because mate is threatened. So Ronak plays not king b1. You're not playing king b1 because bc6 is hanging. You're not playing king d1 because again bc6 is hanging. So you're playing bishop d4 check, an intermediate check, and now if the king goes, let's say, to d3, then you will simply play cb7. If the king goes to b3, then also you will simply play cb7. So it is forced for black to capture this bishop, and
Yeah.
then after cb7, you again play king c3, right?
No, now king c3 had some. Yeah, king c3 is just easier. Yeah, it's
Because
just over.
he did not play king c3. He went rook h8, and after a6 he went king c3. This is
But
also a
this is
draw.
also draw. Yeah, yeah, true.
I don't know who composed it, but I have seen an endgame study like this.
Yeah, yeah, me too, me too. I also remember something. That's maybe a bit different and a bit tougher, but this is much more easier. Okay, this. I think it went in a flow. He thought like, I'll again threaten mate, yeah. Because when you have no time, this happens.
Yeah. So rook g8 check is the way to draw, right?
Yeah, it's just forced, yeah.
And then king
This
f1, you play
catch
rook
it.
h8. And if you go king e1,
King e3.
king d1,
King
so
d3.
this
You
goes
just
on.
chase. Yeah. And again when you go to b1, yeah, still you can chase, yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to end in a draw. But in the game, he played king g3 like in an autopilot mode, and you suddenly seize this chance to play a7.
Now
Now,
I was like happiest person in the world probably.
so now rook d8 is not a draw anymore because b8 queens with a check. isn't it?
Yeah, here even King F1 wins, but no need.
Yeah. So King F1 was also okay, but yeah, B8 Queens with the check. So for me personally, this was the best game of the event because of the highs and lows in the game.
I think the worst game of the event because of so much missed wins.
Yeah, but that is what makes the game fun for the viewers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if I keep showing a game in which there is like one player dominating completely, yes, we will be in appreciation of the win. But this is the kind of game that pulls the spectators. That anything could happen, and I liked your move Bishop D4, and to spot that in very less time is remarkable. So, what was your preparation for today's Title Tuesday?
Today nothing, just casual.
This casual preparation.
Yeah, nothing like special or something. But yeah, that loss really, I was unhappy. I thought I should be completely better in that game. And to lose it was not that great.
So, do you practice bleeds during the week?
Today I did actually. Whole week I didn't, and today I did just because there's some title Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. And what chess books are you reading these days?
I think nowadays nobody's reading more chess books. Just everybody's focusing on openings mostly. So.
Plus, you have also joined the Streamers Club now.
Sorry?
Plus, you have also joined the Streamers Club. You are a streamer yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yes.
So, let me just pull the link so we can share your link in the chat.
Yeah.
One moment. So, you recently did a stream also, right? Bughouse stream.
Yeah, with Nihal and Arjun Harshit.
So, this is the link of Raunak's channels. So, do you have a stream planned very soon?
I'm not sure, but it could be this Sunday. But I'm not entirely sure if everybody will be free or not.
Yeah. Even if I mean others are not free, you can go ahead with the streaming, isn't it?
Yeah, but if alone it's not that fun. Like with friends, it's more fun. So
Yeah, streaming is more fun with friends. I agree. Okay. So it is late here, and I don't want to take more time. I want to thank you for coming here and telling us about this magical game. And I want to thank you for that, your time. And I'll be back. We'll be doing another stream again next Tuesday, and I hope to see you do better than this in your next
I'll try.
attempt. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you, Ronak. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Bye.
So that was Ronak Sadhwani, guys. So kind of him that he accepts invitation whenever we ask, and it is 2:15, almost 2:20, and he came and told us about this game. I'm very happy that I got to see that magical Bishop D4 check at the end. With that, I'm going to call this a night. Thank you for watching. It was fun doing this show, the Title Tuesday event where I focused on Indian players. The other game that I was very happy about was Gukesh's quick win and also another win of Ronak. So maybe we'll try to do a video on that. I'll be back again, and until then, take care. Good night.